This is arguably one of the best video game controllers of all time. This is the Wavebird for the GameCube. And guys, believe me when I say, back then it was a big deal to have a truly wireless controller. Maybe I'm aging myself a little bit, but it was a huge deal back then because it basically took everything we loved about this, the original GameCube controller, but made it wireless. However, there's one very important thing missing. This had rumble. This did not because, well, they really wanted to push amazing battery life on this controller, so they had to opt out of the overall rumble functionality. But guys, both of these controllers were great. But even then, I gotta be honest, even then, younger David always thought this controller layout was a little weird. I mean, look at this. We have a very large A button, which is great, a smaller B button, and then Y and X. The D-pad was pretty good. A C stick, also known as the camera stick, was a huge deal back then because we were still kind of being introduced to 3D games post N64 era. And the control stick, which has clearly seen better days, was overall great. The triggers were always a little weird, and even to this day in 2025, I gotta say, they still do feel a little strange, but hey, I mean, overall speaking, they were great for driving games, and if you wanted a little more functionality, check it out. You could actually have them click in, which is something that you cannot do with the Switch Pro controller these days. Oh, and also real quick, if you notice this piece of tape, so yeah, that was my way of saying, look, this is my GameCube controller, because if you look closely, right there it says VG. Back then, yep, my screen name was VGamer32 on AOL Instant Messenger and all those services. So basically, I would take this thing to console parties / LAN parties, and well, let's just say that we would play a lot of Melee. And this is my way of saying, look, this is my controller, don't steal it, all right? Okay, but getting to the point of today's video, let's unbox the brand new GameCube controller exclusive to Nintendo Switch Online members such as myself. I am definitely very excited to play this, or use this rather, because I have not even really explored the whole GameCube side of the Switch 2 yet, because I've been absolutely obsessed with Breath of the Wild. Let's just put it this way, guys. As of last night, I already have over 35 hours into this Switch 2 edition. That's in addition to trying to balance my time with Mario Kart World and anything else that I'm playing. All right, we've got this plastic sheet, but I gotta say, before even opening the box, I noticed this right away. Check this out. For some reason, there's some kind of debris on my controller. You can see it on the C stick and the main analog stick in the top left. Very strange. I don't think it's anything related, to a defect, because if you look in the plastic shield that was included, we've got some debris right there. So I think something somehow got inside the packaging through shipping. I'm not sure, but as long as the controller's not affected, that's all I care about. But even then, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. For some reason, this was affected during shipping, and I don't know why. Let me just blow this off. Yeah, thankfully it's just some kind of debris that somehow found its way into the box. But there you go, guys. There is the GameCube controller. Again, pretty much identical to the OG GameCube controller. But now it's wireless, and I believe this does have HD rumble, which is something we did not have with the Wavebird. So finally, we get best of both worlds with the OG controller and the Wavebird controller. So that is really cool. Now, of course, there are some big differences up top. Because this is wired and, well, from the 2000s era, yeah, I mean, it's pretty limited. But this is packed, absolutely packed with features. So we've got a home button up top. Obviously, that takes us to our main home screen on the Switch. We've got a screenshot button. That is so interesting. I love that. I'm assuming this is a power/sync button. And of course, this is the famous game chat. And finally, last but not least, we do have a USB-C port for charging. Also, I will say, something I don't know, I didn't really hate it, but something never a really huge fan of on the OG controller was the Z button. It always felt kind of weird to me because you kind of clicked it to the right and you didn't really click it in the center, if that makes sense. And obviously, it's the same exact thing with this. Although I gotta be honest, this has way less travel than this button. So maybe that's their way of saying, look, we took the annoyance of this button and we made it more clicky and less travel-y. But even then, it doesn't even feel like I'm pressing it. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like I'm complaining. I'm just critical. I am very, very critical when it comes to product design. But the Z button aside, everything else feels awesome. I mean, honestly, it feels brand new, as it should. Debris situation aside, it is what it is. This really does feel amazing. And I'm very, very excited to use this for the Wind Waker. But fun fact, Nintendo actually says this doesn't really work with most Switch 2 games or even Switch 1 games. But guys, I have amazing news for you. It works just fine. I mean, obviously it might be a little awkward, you know, trying to bind certain buttons to certain keybinds, but generally speaking, this works just fine for most of the Switch 1 titles. But again, for me, this is going to be used exclusively for GameCube games, especially when they show the on-screen controls. It's just going to be easier to see a big green button on screen and say, look, okay, I got to press that. Or a small red button, boom, press that. Oh, and of course in the middle, we have start and pause. But guys, they have it. My first impressions and unboxing of the GameCube wireless controller. Again, exclusive to Nintendo Switch Online members. Now, of course, technically, yeah, you can buy it, you know, from sites like eBay and Craigslist and whatever. But it was really cool to get that email from them saying, look, David, now's your chance to buy this. And guys, I gotta be honest, I bought it within a minute or so of seeing that email because I figured, why not? You only live once. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Oh, and finally, stay tuned. Stay tuned because I will definitely be streaming the Wind Waker live here on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Happy gaming, and I'll talk to you soon.